Mark 1 verses 16 through 20. As he was passing on the Sea of Galilee, he saw Simon and Andrew, Simon's brother. They were casting a net into the sea, since they were fishermen. "Follow me," Jesus told them, "and I'll make you fish for people." Immediately they left their nets and followed him. Going on a little farther, he saw James, the son of Zebedee, and his brother John. They were in their boat mending their nets. Immediately he called to them, and they left their father Zebedee in the boat with the hired men and followed him.
Well, hello. As we continue our series, we're going to be looking at 4 aspects of Jesus' authority as him as king. And the first is this radical call upon our lives, this radical call to drop everything and follow him. As the scene opens, we see Jesus and he's walking by the Sea of Galilee, and he sees Simon, who is Peter, and his brother Andrew, and they're fishing, and he says, "Come, follow me, and I'll make you fishers of men." What he is asking these 2 men to do is to drop everything in their lives, to drop their careers, drop the place and the means they earn their bread, the means they earn their money, and follow him. To put Jesus as the first priority in their lives. Jesus' priorities become their priorities. The second we see is when Jesus comes to James and John, the sons of Zebedee, and he says to them, "Drop everything, including your family, and follow me." In this radical call that Jesus makes to these 4 men, he tells us that we need to make Jesus a priority over 2 things that we find very important in life: money and family. You see, when Jesus calls Simon or Peter and Andrew, he's saying, "I want you to forsake your family business. I want you to forsake earning a crust. I want you to forsake the things that you are prioritizing and to put my priorities first." Christianity is this radical call to follow Jesus, to follow him where he may lead. He calls on us to forsake all our ambitions, to forsake the things we think are important, and to put his priorities, his mission before our own. It doesn't mean just, "Oh, well, I'm going through life and, I've got to earn my bread and I'll just go through life earning my bread and, as a Christian, I'll turn up to church on Sundays and I might do Bible study and then I've contributed to the Christian life." No. The Christian life is a radical call to follow Jesus in every aspect of your life. For some people, that will mean giving up career. For some people, that might mean upsetting relationships with friends and, as we'll see, family. But Jesus says his priorities must become our priorities. And for every person, what they need to do as a follower of Jesus is work out, how do we make Jesus' priorities my priorities? Wherever we are, Jesus' radical call upon our lives is to think, okay, how do I make Jesus' mission as the King, Jesus' coming kingdom, the most important aspect of my life where I am in the current situation? I think the second aspect of Jesus calling James and John is even more challenging, because he says to them, "Leave your father, the family business, and come follow me." Family is such a powerful pull upon our lives. And family is a good thing. Don't want to knock family. But the reality is, family cannot come before Christ. So many times, families can put pressure on us and say, why are you doing this Christian thing? Why are you making these radical changes in your life? And the reason is because we are following and hearing and heeding the radical call. And the radical call is simply this: Jesus' priorities are now my priorities. Jesus' desires, Jesus' wants, Jesus, the servant king, wants me to serve him and others. That might mean serving our families. That might mean serving in a career. But what it must first and foremost mean is understanding that Jesus comes first. And then understanding, once we have that, okay, you come first, Jesus, how do I make my career wrap around your priorities? How do I make my family commitments and my great love for my family wrap around you? Jesus becomes the central focus. Jesus becomes the light, our sun, of which all our life must orbit. His priorities, his desires, his wants will become mine. And for each of us, that will look different. Each of us need to figure out, okay, how do I orientate my life in such a way that Jesus' priorities become my own? We need to all figure that out for ourselves. But the first is to realize the radical call that Jesus is making upon us. He is saying these simple words: come, follow me. I wish you a great day and I wish you some time and some prayer as you think about how do we follow Jesus' radical call. Have a great day.